Do you want to start or do you want me to start?
I can.
Doesn't matter to me either. Yeah. Okay. We'll just do our normal back and forth.
Sounds good. This is Steve Longo. Okay, I think we are ready. We are set. The time reads 7:01. Is everyone ready to proceed? Hi there, Christian. Good to see you.
Hello, hello.
All right. This is Nicole here. Just checking in with Nicole. Did you note the time for the start of the meeting?
Okay. Noting now.
We will now call this meeting to order September 13th at 7:02 p.m. We have all board members present. We also have the executive director, Michelle Bronson, here. So we will begin. We will show the agenda first, and we will proceed from there. Okay. There's the agenda. We will give a couple of minutes for everyone to review. And do we have an approval from the board to move forward with the minutes? Jamie has said she makes the move. Anyone opposed? Nicole?
None.
I'll take the agenda down so that everyone can see better. Okay. Why does everyone keep moving? Nicole's saying, please make sure to take down the shared screen before you start talking.
And Steve is reinforcing that as a reminder to everyone. And there has been a motion to approve the agenda. Are there any opposed? Seeing none, those will be approved as read for the agenda tonight. And following our agenda, all of our board members are present tonight. The approval has been taken care of. We'd now like to discuss the board minutes from our last meeting, and give me a minute to, Nicole, help me. When was our last meeting? I believe that was May, correct? I believe.
People saying, wow, yes.
Oh, yes.
It was
yes.
May prior
May.
to community comments.
It's been a while. And have all of you had a chance to review those minutes? Did you read them? Yes. May I have a motion to approve the minutes? May I have a motion to approve the minutes, please?
This is Anna saying, I make a motion to approve the agenda, or excuse me, approve the minutes.
We have a second. Any opposed?
I second the agenda.
Then those minutes are approved as read. And we will continue on. The auditor's report for tonight is not needed. That is listed as needed, and we do not need that tonight. So we will move through that. Moving to the president's report, I will show that to you briefly. One moment, please. Give you a few minutes to just read through that, skim that, and review it briefly.
Oh. Mm.
Nick, Alex is asking me to turn off my video, so
Okay.
should I respond that we're both working?
Yeah.
And Rosemary is
Rosemary.
indicating the 4 interpreters need to stay on the screen. Thank you. All right. Back to Steve. You can stop the screen sharing, please. We need to turn off the screen share. There we go. All right. The reason that I brought those items up that are listed in my report is because there are some concerns as to how we are utilizing variety of services. For example, CDIs, are they individuals we should be using all the time? I think it's important that we look at nonprofit organizations and what their practices are with deafblind. They may not have CDIs, but the meetings are running smoothly because the person who is operating the Zoom behind the scenes is doing an excellent job at handling the camera. So I do think we need to be able to work on this and help it to be more efficient and more effective. We want to ensure visual access for all members. If there is a feeling that we need CDIs, we'll continue with that. If not, then we have options. I also mentioned the Valley Deaf Festival, and those comments, we've already discussed that pretty thoroughly. Yes. Nicole has a question?
Yes. I also wanted to add about the CDIs. It's not just for those who are deafblind, but we need to consider for individuals who may not be great with English. I just learned that ASL can be used for late deafened and deaf plus individuals, and also for those who whose sight is changing. And so I want to make sure that we consider the feedback. I know that Michelle is well versed with the community and spends a lot of time with them and can find out from them. I know I have received feedback. I know she has too. So just wanted to put it out there. We do welcome feedback. We want to make this effective. And if there's a better way or a more effective way, please feel welcome to share those ideas. I hope that we can come to something very, very soon.
Thank you, Nicole. I truly appreciate your feedback. She and I had discussed things in the various viewpoints, and we do want to ensure that we find the best solution for all, not simply the board, but for our community as well. We want to honor their requests. Our board represents our community, so we want to make sure that our community always has access to our board meetings and it is clear and easy to follow. And if we utilize CDIs, it will be because that is a requested need. So Nicole, thank you.
Welcome.
Any additional questions in regards to my president's report? If not, then we will move forward to the vice president's report, which would be Nicole.
Nicole is asking if it's okay that I sign the report.
I have that ready for you.
I don't know if Alex has it to share. No.
I don't know if he has that. I can show your report briefly and then you can sign your report. We can certainly do that.
Okay.
One moment, please.
Mm.
Okay,
Nicole's saying I'm ready to
are you ready?
do my part. Yes.
Has everyone had an opportunity to read through that report? I'll now let Nicole take over. Nicole, the floor is yours.
Awesome. Hello, everyone. Holy smokes. The summer has come and gone. And when we were talking about when the last board meetings were from May, I can't believe it's been that long and the summer's already gone. Coming into fall, I'm really hoping that the weather will be much cooler very soon. I am ready for it. I am ready for fall. All right. Community comments took place recently. I was really hoping to go, but I was still sick at the time that we had the community comments. I was unable to attend, but I was very happy that it was recorded. And being the interim secretary that I am, I watched that video last week and had to rewind quite a few times, but watched the video in order to take notes. But it really forced me to take in the information and the comments that the community was sharing and their varied perspectives. So I made sure to take note of all of those. It's really nice to see more people attending. It's exciting to see new faces. And I think it really affirms that I think the community is more comfortable sharing how they feel in person. And the board was very kind with their running of community comments. I'm disappointed that I wasn't able to be there. I really wanted to have that time with people and to see people and make that contact in person and just get a feel for what's going on in the community. I feel that relationship is really a challenge doing it through Zoom. I mean, Zoom has its perks, and in certain situations, it's great, but it certainly doesn't have that in-person human connection. So I look forward to being able to have that at VDF finally. And we'll definitely be able to have it in person this year. So it'll be nice to network a little bit and see what's going on in the community and what people are doing. So I'm very excited about that. We also do want to keep working hard at making the improvements. And I know that it's slow, but we are getting there. We are listening. And so please be patient with us as we get through your feedback. Also about community comments, I noticed that you had a chance to interact with community members. So I'm just curious what other things people shared that may not have been in the formal community comments forum, but having that opportunity to hear from the community. Some folks did relay that. So just know that we are hearing you. Also at community comments, Michelle shared that as a board, we've decided to have tacos at VDF. I'm very excited about tacos. I love tacos, so I'm very happy about that. And
Yay!
just referring back to my notes. Also, Michelle just told us that it's not next year, but in 2 years, it will be the 40th anniversary for DHHSC. So I'm very excited about that. We'll have to start making a plan. It would be nice to have a nice gala, especially after not having this for a long time. And that's a big milestone for DHHSC and all that it's done with its advocacy and providing resources. I can't imagine the deaf and hard of hearing community without it. I can't. DHHSC is something I value, and I know the community does too. And I really want to recognize the 40 years serving Central California. We need to celebrate.
Yes.
So
absolutely. Celebration.
And I'm grateful for DHHSC and its services. Also, I hope you all found the workshop after community comments beneficial. It sounded really interesting, and I was so bummed I wasn't able to be there when I heard some of the comments that were shared and the information that was so important. We often face situations where it's hard to advocate for ourselves, and and having that discussion about education and the skills that takes is really important. Were there any questions from the workshop?
It was wonderful. Jamie is indicating, yes, I learned a lot and it was great. Lots of information.
Awesome. We would like to have more of those. Lastly, I want to say thank you to the entire board for staying current on board dues, and you're making it so easy. Jesse Lewis said that things happen at the last minute, and when it was needed, you all were there and took care of it very quickly, and it makes that whole process much easier. So thank you for your team effort. And I'm really proud to be a member of this team. So I just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you, Nicole. Thanks for your report. Great. We pretty much see things the same way in terms of what we saw happen at community comments in August. Then here we are in September and moving through the year very quickly. I believe next on our agenda is the secretary's report, which we do not have. We will be announcing a new secretary and treasurer for our board a little later during our meeting. Very excited and looking forward to that additional involvement. Our next report will be the treasurer's report, and this is actually a new financial person who is working with DHHSC and working in cleaning up things from the past. That individual has shared with me the information about the financial health of DHHSC, so I will share that on the screen with you as well. And here we are. All right. Do you have a chance to review that treasurer's report? I'll go into a little additional detail as it relates to that report, so you will better understand it. Back to full screen. In synopsis, this is a single page report. They are still working on making improvements and working with QuickBooks. And QuickBooks is a very popular software utilized by small businesses, and we are incorporating that. If you'll remember, July 1st is the beginning of our new fiscal year for DHHSCs, very similar to other nonprofits. That means that is the time in which we receive a large chunk of money. And then during the year, what you want to see is those monies expended eventually to the point where all of those monies are expended. The reason for that is the agencies that grant that money wants to ensure that we do need and are using those funds wisely. So it's very important that we're prudent and wise in the way we expend those funds. You will see unspent is $952,000. And those are monies that are yet unspent, but will be spent month by month. We do provide interpreting services, and that brings in revenue, and then we pay interpreters. And Michelle always has a plan. She is very much aware of what is needed, and the fiscal health of our agency is good. Any other questions? All right. That wraps up our treasurer's report, and I will turn the floor over to no one else but our executive director, Michelle. You have the floor. And if you would like to share anything on the screen initially, I don't think that'll be needed.
I will sign it. Yeah, it'll be a little bit long. I'll try to keep it as short as possible. There's a lot happening. Related to monies, there is one sorority called Alpha Delta Chi. They donated $1,000 to DHHSC to our ROC program. We were shocked and thrilled. They donated it through PayPal, And so one morning we just got the notice that we got that $1,000. We were very surprised and we are very thankful for that support, because Rock is the one that focuses on the hearing children, or hearing parents with deaf and hard of hearing children also, but point being supporting those hearing kids of deaf adults. And so we thank that sorority for their support. Also, Whole Foods has donated $1,750 for a VDF, and we could not be more excited. We applied for that online, filled out the application, and we were notified that we were approved for sponsorship for the VDF event, and we're very excited. We are now wrapping up the Fansler grant, and that grant supports our family services, the literacy, the youth employment services, and the ROC program. And that grant will end September 30th. And so we're now ensuring that we are spending all of those monies, that the hours are accounted for, and we will submit that by September 30th. They have a very strict deadline. If we miss it by a day, then we are disqualified moving forward. So we absolutely want to make sure we keep on track with that, because we've had that relationship for 5 or 6 years now, and we value that highly. I also want to say, as an update, you folks are the best. You were super fast with signing the paperwork for the Monterey Peninsula Foundation. You know, we hurried to find out that we needed to get that done. And so after all that rush, it ended up, we had some time, things are on hold a little bit, but I did want to recognize the board for your amazing timeliness and expedience with that.
Yes, good fire training, Steve says. Good fire training.
Yes, jumping without the parachute. Yes. Fire training. Yes. I do appreciate you working so quickly to that. So I wanted to say thank you. Staffing updates. We've had some changes. We sadly have to say that Candace stepped down in July. We really wish her all the best. She was a wonderful language model for the children, and we still have that relationship, you know, just like the DHHSC logo is. It doesn't matter where our folks go, we stay connected and we keep those relationships and we value them. Just before Candace is leaving, we hired a new client service specialist by the name of Viviana Reyes. And she is wonderful and we love her. She's already jumping right in and getting things going. She's one of the fastest starters that we've seen on staff. We're exceptionally impressed with her and very grateful to have her. As another staffing update, Elias stepped down because going to Gallaudet for school, graduate school that is, and so we wish them all the best. Regarding our bookkeeper, Kuchu, thank you. There's been a lot to catch up on, but there are a lot of details related to grants because each grant has very specific staff hours dedicated, supplies. They all have to be spent, but then mileage is also part of that calculation. And Gary, the one who took care of our bookkeeping until now, we were one of his 14 clients. So he didn't really focus on the details, which means now our current bookkeeper is having to go back to October of 2021 to now to catch up QuickBooks, and it's too much. So we've hired a temporary bookkeeper by the name of Tony Carmona. We found Tony through Robert Hoff. It's a temp agency that was recommended by our HR entity. We reached out and said, we need some help. Can you help us search? And they said, because of the immediacy of it, they recommended a temp agency and they gave us this recommendation and it worked out beautifully. And so the two of those bookkeepers are working quickly to get through all of that. And once caught up, we will end that contract with her. But the goal is to get QuickBooks completely updated. And so EDD and CDIs are due February 2022, and it's been on hold all this time. And now we have to really get through and finish all of that. And so it's really important that we do it. People think, it's no big deal. All you need are just the basics, but really all details have to match. The bank, the invoices, QuickBooks, everything must line up and all the numbers must align. So we are very grateful for their work and look forward to having that done. From now on, because of the interpreting contract with HealthNet and what used to be called Anthem is now Elevate, is their new name. Because of that contract requiring what they do, we now have to report any compliance issues or concerns to the board. So every time we meet, I must have a section dedicated to that to ask if there are any concerns. And at this time, there are no concerns, but I just wanted to let you know that there are 4 sections that are now required. They will audit and look at my reports to see that I have in fact done this. Agency updates. Deaf Awareness Week is next week. We have events scheduled every evening and every day except Sunday. And if you want to go to Deaf Church on Sunday, we'll count that. That's great. But for those events, please feel free to join us. Check out the website, dhhsc.org, and see the events that are scheduled every day and evening. Many of them are in person. I believe there are 1, maybe 2 of those events will be online through Zoom. There will be an ice cream social. We will provide the ice cream. It's been donated by Fresno State. They tend to do that every year, of course, when it's not COVID, but they have done that for the free ice cream for us. So that will be supplied. BDF, as you know, we're working on being ready. We are still searching for donations and sponsorships, vendors. So if you know businesses or individuals who would like booths, please let us know. We would love to have more, especially deaf owned and run businesses, those who sign. Giving Tuesday, hashtag Giving Tuesday, is every year, November 29th, the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. I want you all to be prepared and have that kind of marinating in the back of your mind. We're going to have 2 focuses, one being we must make our kitchen accessible. We absolutely have to. There are deaf people in wheelchairs, not only for staff, but for community members. When it's being used, the kitchen is outdated and is not accessible. So we really want to make that a focus so that we are ADA compliant in terms of the kitchen. And also the ceiling. I think it's been 5 or 6 years ago now, the roof was replaced, but now we need to take care of the inside, what we can see from the inside. The ceiling is very old. It's like what you would see in an old audiologist office, the squares on the ceiling. Many of them have stains. Some have started to drop. And so we're just honestly waiting for them to fall at any moment. And it's not something we can fix because it is so antiquated. We've gone to various stores like Home Depot, Lowe's. We've tried asking contractors to help us and they were like, no, it's time to replace that. And so we might be able to replace it with drywall, but that's where our monies will be focused from Giving Tuesday. So please, 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 please do support us. Spread the word. It is almost time. To meet compliance issues, we just completed the first aid and CPR training for September for our staff development day. That's our biannual renewal. We just finished that. You can check that off the list. And also, we do a lot of training with the Marjorie Mason Center. Deaf culture, deaf awareness, those kinds of trainings. We do that every 2 months. But I'm very excited because for the first time in years, Valley Children's Hospital has invited us to go. And it's an hour and a half. How to make the hospital more deaf friendly. How to use assistive listening devices for those who are hard of hearing or late deafened or who have a cochlear implant. And how to work with Spanish and ASL interpreters. So all of that they want covered in an hour and a half. So I'm excited. I'm super excited about going, and we have a lot to cover. And I'm still hearing complaints that things need to be improved in terms of access. So we are busy. We have a lot going on. We're training a lot. We're looking for sponsorship. So thank you for your support. Whew,
Great.
I'm done.
Wow. Any questions for Michelle as it relates to her report? Nicole?
Yeah, Nicole.
Yes. I can do Nicole next.
Okay.
I just want clarification when you're talking about the problems and the things that need change. You're saying when we donate money on Giving Tuesday, that is to help the kitchen ceiling, and what is your goal in terms of the amount you'd like to fundraise?
Yes, last year, if I remember, it was 5,000 and we actually got about 8,000. So we're really excited and we're going big. We're going to say $10,000 is our goal. But really for these two, it's going to exceed $10,000 because neither of those are a cheap renovation. But that is our goal. We want to start at $10,000. But of course, it would be nice if we got more.
And two ideas that I'd
Please.
like to share. If there are any of you who know, I forget the name, but individuals who are involved with contractors, construction, licensing, you might be able to ask them to do the work at a discounted rate for a nonprofit. The second thing is, I know that last year we had a discussion about teams for Giving Tuesday. And I think that I would like to recommend to our board that we have our own team competition for Giving Tuesday. I'd like to throw that out there.
Michelle's saying, yes,
as
please,
a way
board.
to generate some funds. So that's just my suggestion.
I have a question.
So I know that with Amazon Smile in the past, we had raised $600 from that particular avenue. And all that money went to DHHSC. So maybe we can think about the Giving Tuesday as an option and see if we can get a match for that.
Sure. I will ask again. We'll have to apply, and then they select a certain number of organizations for the matching.
All right.
Nicole,
So
thank
Nicole.
you. It's good to know that the total is over $10,000, but let's go for the sky. Let's make that big money. Thank you for your report. Going back to the agenda now, let me see.
Oh, can I say something for Michelle?
Yes, Jessica, you have a question?
Yes, regarding for Valley Children's, will the board members be part of that? Because I have children that go to Valley Children's Hospital, 3 of them, and I have feedback for accessibility. And then thank you to the Delta for that $1,000. I mean, if there's any way we can meet with them and maybe take a picture to promote them, that'd be awesome. And then maybe we can ask them to help us to promote Delta, to help promote Giving Tuesday, because I know a lot of those sorority fraternities, they have connections and they're on TikTok and on Instagram. And if they can spread the word that we need $10,000, and I even would say to raise it to 15,000, you know, and to share the story why we need it. I think we need to have a press release and send it to all the media and have it featured why we need this money, and start now planting the seeds that November 29th, we're going to be having this event on Tuesday. So it's a hard time for all of us money wise, but if we know now and we can spread the word, then we can, you know, I know TikTok has a very large deaf presence. So I'll make a video and put it on there, but the more the merrier, right? The larger, so use to your advantage social media and start posting now so people know. So thank you, Michelle. But yeah, I want to talk to that sorority.
Absolutely.
Easily. Okay, thank you. Yes, Jessica. I appreciate that. I'm just clarifying the very end of that message. Thank you.
Okay, looking back to the agenda, I just need to reorient myself and see where we are now. Nicole, you had another question?
I just wanted to say I agree with Jessica. I don't know. Oh, things just moved on the screen. Hold on. Okay, this is still Nicole. Can we take down the hand raise, please, so that I can see? Thank you. Okay, I agree with Jessica. I'm not sure if everyone's aware of Giving Tuesday being annual, but there do tend to be teams. And so the staff could do teams to raise those monies. And I think as a board, we could do that. We really want to raise awareness and get a lot of people involved. We're connected with the community, and so that's great. I also think another idea might be to come up with our own team, and
Jessica can take charge.
Jessica can take charge with that. Thank you.
Yes, I'd
But
like
as a
that.
board, we can talk about that. So thank you.
Back to Steve. Great. Jamie, did you want to share?
I'm just waiting for the spotlight. Jamie's saying, okay.
You ready?
Or
Am I
spotlighted, right?
spotlighted?
Okay.
I did want to add something in terms of Giving Tuesday. My birthday's coming in December, shortly thereafter, so I think I'll do something in that way to help. Maybe just help me figure out how to sign in and do all that and handle the logistics of it.
Steve Longo saying, yes, we'll meet as a board and strategize. But thank you for that. Yeah. Okay. Looking
Okay.
back at the agenda. We just talked about the Giving Tuesday. That's one fundraising idea. And we can talk about that more in terms of board raising monies for DHHSC. General board comments means that there are any comments from the board. It was perfect timing, you all, for the comments that you had. Now, Alex, is there anyone in our audience that has a question outside of this particular Zoom session? Alex? Okay, Nicole, go ahead.
If you can please close down the sharing. It's really difficult to see, and please wait to sign until after that has been closed out. Just wanting to ask Alex if there were any comments or questions from the community.
Alex is saying nope. Looking at the live chat from YouTube, there isn't anything thus far.
Okay, we'll move forward then. Thanks, Alex. Going to new business and old business. Old business relates to those things that we've started in the past that need to be worked on, but I don't believe that we have anything that falls under that category, but it looks like Nicole has a comment.
Yes, I wanted to back up a little bit, please. If you could sign again what you were signing while the screen was being shared, because I wasn't able to see you because your picture is so small. So if you can sign that again, that would be great.
Absolutely. What we had talked about is my asking Alex if there was anybody from the community, if there were questions. Before that, we were looking at the agenda, and I was basically indicating that we had gone through all of the items, that we had pretty much discussed fundraising, that there was additional discussion regarding fundraising that we as a board could do a little bit later, just brainstorming to come up with different fundraising ideas.
Awesome. Thank you.
We're now to new business, and I was checking to make sure that there was any old business that still did not need to be attended to. That doesn't appear to be the case. We have already discussed the board bylaws. Those have been sent to the attorney, and we are waiting for their review of those. In terms of new business, is there anything that any of you have to bring up? I don't believe there's anything other than the Valley Deaf Festival that we're all currently working on. And then, of course, the 40th year celebration, which is in 2 years. And we will definitely want to be planning for that event. Going through the agenda, I do want to make an announcement, some great news. I want to say congratulations to Anna Veering, who is going to become our DHHSC Board Treasurer. We are so excited. And Anna, is there anything you'd like to share?
Just that I will do my best for all of you. I'll need some in-depth training, and I will need you to make sure you impart all of your knowledge.
It's not too much work. Most of the work is really done by the staff at DHHSC. But congratulations, Anna. Happy to have you on board. You'll be great. The next announcement I have for you tonight is that our new secretary will be Patty Kilo. Patty, congratulations and welcome.
Thank you. I very much look forward to supporting in this role and working together with Nicole. I know she's been serving in this capacity for a little while now, so I look forward to working with her. Wonderful,
wonderful. And I think you're going to do great. You've got some background and skill sets enabled, and I'm very much looking forward to working with you. Wonderful. And that is all in terms of the announcements that I have. Are there any announcements that any of you have that you would like to add tonight? Seeing none, I will move on. If there are any other ongoing or continuing issues that we need to address, I will send out an email to all of you about a future Zoom meeting, because it seems like we've still not been able to schedule face-to-face meeting. We just got word from the governor from the state, because we're under the CPUC, the California Public Utilities Commission's. We work with them, and they have voted and approved face-to-face meetings going until 2023. So we're looking at another year of Zoom unless something changes. So we shall see. And I guess we will continue via Zoom until that point. Nicole?
Yeah, and I think it might be wise to consider having hybrid meetings. So some people are in person and still having the online live streaming option, especially for those who live far. Like for Patty, I know that it's quite a distance for you to come for those meetings, or if for some reason somebody isn't able to either drive or find a ride or get sick suddenly, they can still have access to or join the meeting. But it would be nice to see some kind of hybrid fashion in terms of meeting approach.
And Nicole, I think you're right. We have modified our bylaws in accordance to the new Robert's Rules of Order, the newest edition, which indicates that it is permissible to have remote and distance meeting as a result of things like COVID or individuals who have low immunity with COVID-19, and it may be safe for them to be at home. So those things can qualify as a quorum. If individuals are connecting into the meeting, being a Zoom remotely, that can still be considered part of a quorum. It would just involve the technical expertise and making the exceptions and the planning on how to do that in front of a camera so that those that are Zooming in remotely are able to see all of the speakers, should that occur. Yeah, very important to keep in the back of our minds that concept of a hybrid meeting, which is that idea of having both in-person and meetings via Zoom. Anything else that individuals would like to add tonight?
Yeah, this is Michelle. Some thoughts related to the hybrid approach. We don't have all the technology that we would need in order to do that. If we need to do that, we really need your help, board, in supporting it up, in setting it up correctly, and the equipment, et cetera. And also keep in mind that we have board members from many different areas, like Jessica is in Visalia, Patty is in Salinas, Jamie is in Madera, Fresno. So this Zoom is a really nice avenue through which everyone from all of those areas are able to be involved. So I did want to put that out there. There are pros and cons to being in person. In many ways, it's very, very nice. And for those who come from far away, Zoom is a very easy way to partake and access these meetings.
Understood. And, we've been doing the EPAC meetings. I attend monthly, which is also under the CPUC. And they have hybrid meetings at home, but I am at home and meeting individuals who are in Oakland and learning about how that works. I am signing, but there is a screen, and whoever is spotlighted is the one shown on the screen. For example, with DHHSC, that would be spotlighted up on the screen and shown via Zoom. So if I am here signing, when, for example, Nicole raised her hand indicating she wants to say something, then Alex would transition to her. So Nicole would be the one that would be on the screen that everyone would see. And that is how it is managed. I believe it is workable.
Michelle's saying yes, we just need to really investigate to make sure we have what we need to make that happen.
Exactly. Agreed.
This is Nicole. Thank you, Michelle, for considering that. What we would need to know exactly what kind of technology we would need. And then I did notice, oh, hold on, screens are moving. Okay. I did notice during community comments, I will say it's very nice having it one person at a time. And I would wonder if next time we would consider having a dark background behind those folks who were speaking.
Like this, like what I have behind me.
Discuss with everyone about fundraising. There are just so many needs that we have. But I would really like to have discussions, times set aside for really discussing support technologies that we need, and really making our way through our list of needs. I'm really hopeful that this is something that we can really see happen. The website is one. So when we all get together and maybe have unofficial meetings, we can really set some goals for the financial needs so we can really focus our efforts in fundraising towards those goals.
Agreed. And I think that is part of what we would consider as an ad hoc, which is part of the vice president's responsibility, is you have ad hoc committees that get together and discuss development, improvement, policies and procedures, for example, would be an ad hoc committee. Bylaws is sometimes an ad hoc committee. Anything to do with grievances would be ad hoc. And that would be under the jurisdiction or responsibility of the vice president role.
Okay.
Thanks, Nicole. I think we are ready to wrap up unless there are any other questions. Alex, one more time, any other comments from the community?
This is Alex, and checking the second time now, still have no comments or questions from the audience.
Okay. All
Thank you.
right then. Wonderful. Thank you. I thank you all. I would like a motion to adjourn. Anna says I motion that we adjourn our meeting tonight.
Patty did too. Patty saying, oh, but I used the wrong word. Okay, yes.
Okay. All right. So any opposed? Seeing no opposition, we will adjourn our meeting at 7:57. Right on.